All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Matterhorn Business Development YouTube channel. I am your host, Neil Winteregg, today, and we have a very special live stream that is underway here. So thank you for joining us. We had a minor technical difficulty or two, so we're a couple minutes late. But I am joined by two very special guests today. We have Stephanie and Stacia, who are
Hello.
actually my cousins,
Yes.
and they
Yes.
are budding entrepreneurs. And so they are here from Indiana joining us. So, guys, welcome. Oh, and we just went muted and we just got disconnected. Okay, we are having a technical difficulty here. I am going to bring them back in just for some background. So Stephanie and Stacia, who just lost connection, they're having, I think, a slight connection issue. They are actually family of ours from Indiana, family of the Winter Eggs. They are my cousins. They are daughters of my dad's brother, and they live in Indiana. And that our family up there, they all got together and they decided to become entrepreneurs. And as entrepreneurs, they are learning what it means to be an entrepreneur, how it works, and they're here to not only tell us about what it is that they've created because it's really, really amazing and is going to help a lot of people, but also tell us about their journey and what they have learned about being an entrepreneur and some of the things that might come up. So I'm going to add them back into the stream here. Hey
We're
guys.
back. We're back.
Okay, good. We're back. So go ahead, introduce yourselves, and then we'll go ahead and we'll talk about what Because One is. But go ahead, tell everybody your names, who you are.
Okay, cool. So I'm Stefany Dolan.
And I am Stacia Jones, formerly both Winter Eggs.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. You're both still Winter Eggs.
We are. It's in our
It's
blood.
true. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're both Winter Eggs.
We are.
Yeah.
And
So
being Winter Eggs, you had that entrepreneurial spirit.
Definitely.
that's right. That's right.
So tell us about what you've created.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So we have created Because One, and it's basically an online platform where anyone in the world can make a difference, and also a place for nonprofit organizations to clearly define and actually communicate their most pressing needs.
Mhm.
So organizations do this inside a Because One room. This is where people are able to see all of the needs listed very clearly. And then the really cool side is the gifter side. So on the gifter side, you indicate your own personal passions and interests, and our technology will actually align you to needs and rooms that are in line with your affinities.
Mhm.
Then from there, and really just the exciting thing that has been so inspirational is the social engagement piece. So we all live in this world where you follow people. You follow, Facebook pages and Instagrams and all of that. Well, on Because One, you can follow rooms and you can follow family and friends. So the goal there was to create a community of inspiration. So any room that you're following, you're going to be notified when a difference was made inside that organization that you care about. And then you're going to be able to also see when family and friends are supporting causes that they care about. So it's really a platform centered all around making a difference, but also really focusing on the good that's being done all around us. And I feel like with all of the different social media avenues and the different platforms, we need a space to go just for good. And that's exactly what Because One is about.
So to put it, if we strip it down,
Yeah.
Because One is a social platform where
Mhm.
charities can reach out and broadcast the needs that they have
Yes.
to achieve their goals.
Yep.
And like-minded donors can find groups, organizations, or their own charities that they already donate through and
Mhm.
help those charities reach those goals, make those targets. And you guys are we could say a crowdfunding social platform for donors and charities to link together
Exactly.
and allow individuals to make friends connections and see what their other friends family connections are donating towards, what causes are happening, and basically spread good news in the world of nonprofits.
Mhm.
Yep.
This is not a GoFundMe, quote unquote, where I
Correct.
can say, hey guys, I fell in hard times and I need $10,000
Right.
for medical bills or this. It's for a charity, an animal clinic, an animal hospital, veterans organizations,
Mhm.
churches, any sort of a nonprofit can say, hey, this is our goals. This is what we're trying to do. This is what we need help with. And like minded donors can gift uh, money to that charity to be able to buy those resources and needs. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes.
You nailed it.
And what I think is kind of cool too is setting up the gifter profile takes 2 minutes.
Mhm.
And what we provide is a fun experience where you don't even have to be ready to give anything. If you just want to see good being done, whether it's in your backyard or across the country,
Yeah.
our alignment technology will connect people. And when you're ready to make a difference, the needs are there.
Mhm.
In the meantime, just sit back and see the good that's being done.
Yep.
That's right. That's right. And the whole thing is designed to help uh, people
Mhm.
find organizations that align with them and provide a way for those organizations to line up and work together.
Exactly.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share it just so that people can
Cool.
see. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Hello, Luna. Yep.
Oh,
Luna
there
wants
she
everybody to
is.
donate to an animal hospital or an animal charity.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So here's the Because One website.
Yep.
And I am not logged into my account, but I have an account. And you can see how you connect people together, you inspire others to donate by sharing and spreading the amazing things that you have done, and be able to basically spread good news is the way
Mhm.
that I see it, because helping charities, helping organizations that are nonprofits achieve their goals, and seeing that other people have the same ideas that I have about helping charities and groups causes people to work together. Because I think I've done a lot of fundraising in the past, and I think one of the things that happens is people don't realize, if I write a check somewhere or I give money somewhere, you don't actually know where it goes,
Exactly.
or you're
Yep.
not sure if you're the only person that saw that thing and donated $10 to it, right? You kind of
Exactly.
wonder, is anybody else doing this? Am I alone? You
Yep.
actually get to see that you're a part of a movement to help
Exactly.
others and change lives.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that's what I thought was really cool about Because One, was the ability to know that you're not alone in the idea that you want to change or help others, because it is one of those things that we don't always talk about. Hey guys, I donated to this today, I donated to
Exactly.
that, this is what I donate to. It's kind of like something that people really just kind of do on their own,
Mhm.
Yep.
or maybe they're a part of a small organization but you're not really sure what other people are doing. It allows everybody to align, and then you've turned it into that social media aspect where other people will know when other people are donating and helping causes and things of that nature. Is that correct?
That's
Yep.
exactly right.
Yep.
So we were actually just talking with another organization this morning, and she was like, wow, this is my one-stop shop. This solves so many different problems. She was like, now I can just share our room to our social media, let everyone know this is the place to go to see our needs. And then you guys are helping facilitate that community.
Mhm.
And we've always kind of talked about how giving right now is very linear. You write the check, you donate the item, you give it, the organization is excited, you feel good about
Mhm.
yourself. But unless you go and you tell your family and friends and you blast that on current social media, that's really kind of where the cycle and the inspiration ends, because one makes this cyclical and circular, because we're sharing and we're blasting that out, and that's just giving so much more exposure to good things going on and awareness for a lot of the different causes that are doing amazing things.
Mhm.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I would say that really what Because One is doing is it's allowing people to connect and see all the good that's going on and the change that's going on
Mhm.
within an organization or within a group. Now, what
Yep.
I will say at this point is I'll tell anybody that's watching is go on to the website. You create an account. It's super simple. It'll take you 30 seconds. You
Yep.
don't have to donate to anything. You don't have to do anything, but go in and create an account and check it out for yourself, because it's a brand new company. It's a brand new platform. In fact, it's the first of its kind to
Mhm.
actually bring this type of stuff together. And you should go and see if your local groups have a room set up for themselves, if they haven't, and spread the word. just go in, make an account. It'll take you 30 seconds and check it out, because it's about a numbers game of getting people in and creating the movement. Now, I have you guys on obviously because you're family, and I want to spread the good word about what becauseOne is doing, because here at Matterhorn, we're all about goodwill and helping people achieve their goals and things of that nature. But I also wanted to bring you on because to do this, you have to think way outside the box. For instance, Stefany, you're a dental hygienist.
I am. Yep.
Stacia, you are a financial investment guru.
Yep.
Part of a family business,
Yes.
the Winter Egg business up there. But you guys aren't ministers. You're not field nurses that are out there helping war veterans. You guys are like normal people with normal jobs
Very
who
normal.
decided as a group, like, hey, we want to help other people. We want to help people do better. We are tired of seeing all the negativity, and we want to make a difference, which probably half of the population of the United States will say that. And you guys actually were the first to do something in this realm. So I wanted to ask you guys, first off, what made you want to take that entrepreneurial creation leap, and what have you learned as a result?
Oh, so much.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's probably a very broad question.
It is a broad question, but we can sum it up. So this was kind of an idea that's been on our minds for several years now, and kind of dove down into discovery 3 years ago.
Yeah.
2
2
or 3 years ago. And basically we picked we had kind of gotten everything on paper, what it is that we wanted to accomplish. And we chose a development company, Research Design, from Indiana, that kind of took a look at it, did some discovery. Hey, we can do this for you guys. Like, let's get the ball rolling. So about a year ago, we started development. And then that's, I feel like, when we really started learning a lot about the platform itself and the technology needed to make becauseOne what it is. You worked a little bit more with research kind of at the beginning.
Yeah, I think something that I learned with development is the way to actually communicate what you want a system to do. So that in itself is an art form that in my financial career, I have never had to do. So really communicating the ins and outs. Hey, this needs to be the gifter experience. This is what we need to do for nonprofits and what a room should look like. And really figuring out how to communicate that to our very large team over at Research Design. Working with the project manager over there and figuring out how to manage them as a becauseOne team to make sure that we're really getting what we've envisioned. So really working through that communication. And then like Stefany said, this has been an idea that we've said, okay, we need to get it started. What is the best course of action? And I think that anyone that's looking to get started, yes, you have to start, but make sure that you do have a battle plan, that you have a path and a clear idea of where you're headed, what your basic purpose is, and continue to come back to that with all of your different decisions. I think that one thing was, the patent process. Once we had kind of done the initial discovery that Stefany touched on, people were like, you have something here. And, we had a guy at the development company that said, I'm going to blow your idea up. This is too good. This has already been done. A tool like this exists. And then he came back and said, hey,
I can't believe it.
Yeah. He was like, I actually didn't find anything. We're like, that's right. So, then going to the patent attorneys and kind of covering yourself there when you
trademarks and the patent pending and all of that.
Yeah. So I guess that's a very long-winded way of saying start, but make sure that you have that basic purpose defined and that you're constantly coming back to that. And as someone that had to manage both our becauseOne team, our development team, patent attorneys, and all of the legal stuff, make sure that you're coming back to that and kind of letting that be your guiding light.
Also, in the entrepreneurial area, you probably discovered there's bumps and roadblocks, and the time it takes to achieve your goal may not be what you initially thought when you sat down at the dinner table and had this brainwave. And wrote down your idea, right? So how long of a process was it to get this from that inception point to launch?
From like when we started development, or from like when the idea got on paper?
Idea on paper and the decision, like this is what we want to do.
Okay.
3 to 4 years.
Yep, 3 to 4
Yep.
years.
3 to
Yep.
4 years. And when you
Mhm.
had the inception, you probably thought, what, 6 months, a year?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like we were
Yeah.
like, okay,
We'll hire
yeah,
somebody.
we're like, we want to make sure that this is out by Giving Tuesday next year, like all of the things. And then you start to peel back the onion and there's just so
You're like,
Many
"Oh, I
layers.
know a guy who could build a website," you know,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
right.
yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So going through that, you have this idea and you think, okay, we'll have it ready in 6 months to a year. You start hitting those stops and those barriers. What was the process like of realizing, like, okay, this is actually a much bigger task than we thought, but
Mhm.
B, much more important than we thought. But how did you keep your eye on the mountain, so to speak,
Mhm.
of continuing to push through those? What was your driving force?
I feel like we have done a really good job of just being patient. Like, and I think there's a difference between like being stagnant and being patient.
Mhm.
And when it came to, our patent attorney, we got our patent filed, and then it was like 3 or 4 days later we launched.
Mhm.
Well, our initial target was 3 weeks before we were going to
Mhm.
file the patent, and the patent attorney was like, you know what, you can't. If you want to be protected, that's not the wisest choice.
Yep.
So just being patient and being purposeful with our communication, I
Mhm.
think, is one of the biggest things. And then just kind of learning as we go,
Mhm.
learning the patent process, which I know a little bit about now,
Yeah.
but it's all very complex. And then the trademark process and the
Mhm.
building of the platform, I think it just comes down to good communication
Mhm.
and being in as much control as you can,
Yes.
pushing your limits when you can, and also being patient when you need to be patient.
And going back to the development company, they had thanked us because
Mhm.
our targets were way sooner.
Mhm.
But once you start peeling back the onion and you're like, if we're going to do it, we have to do it right.
Mhm.
We have to set ourselves up to actually accomplish what we've set out to accomplish and to create this experience that the world needs. And, they thanked us multiple times.
Mhm.
Thank you for being so patient. And I'm like, well, I don't want to release something that isn't what we want it to be. So
Or isn't going to work.
Exactly. So I think that that's a really good point. And then two, I just keep coming back to the very first meeting that we had to discover if we could actually build it. One of the developers looked at us and said, I know that you're interviewing quite a few dev companies, and it's fine if you don't go with us, but you guys have to create becauseOne. He said, this experience has to exist
Mhm.
and our world needs it. And that has been something that
Mhm.
as we hit these roadblocks, I just kept telling myself, like,
We have to
becauseOne
do it.
has to exist. People need it. And so I think that that was kind of my own guiding light and
Mhm.
something that I just really remembered and held on to when we would hit those roadblocks. It's like, is this a stop?
Mhm.
No, it's
Because I
not.
have to imagine there was probably several moments along the way where you thought, it's too much. This isn't going to work. Is it worth it?
Mhm.
And then you have to think back to those, like, okay, we have to figure it out kind of things,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Yep, definitely. And I don't think that I've ever really doubted our team's ability
Mhm.
to figure it out.
Nice.
Those blocks come and we give them the energy to actually understand what that actual block entails. And then we unpack it and we say, okay, here are the avenues. Which one are we going
Yeah.
for? Okay, green light,
Yeah.
go.
We have 3 choices.
Yep.
What are we going with?
So that push through and that dedication to the cause is what made you want to keep going
Mhm.
and make sure that you actually did it right. Because you probably could have released 6 months ago, a year
Yeah.
ago, with half of the functionability, half of the doability, half of the look, and you thought, no, we have to wait. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
Was that just because of the dedication of the image that you had about what you were trying to achieve that you wouldn't compromise?
Yeah, I think that it was that, and also learning to communicate what we wanted.
Mhm.
Not every person, but a lot of people along the way have changed or pivoted. And if we wouldn't have had the team that we've had to put the thing together, it wouldn't be what it is. And I think that us just communicating like, hey, this isn't landing, or we need X versus this. And, you know, having the advocates behind us to say like, okay, let's work the problem and figure that out. I think that that was ultimately what got us here, but it was a lot of pivoting.
And I think too, there's 4 main features that make becauseOne what it is. And it kind of came down to, okay, if we want to get this done quicker, what if we take out the social aspect? And it's like, well, shoot, like we can't do that, because then you lose the excitement. And it's like, what if you take out, we have a sponsorship program. What if you take out the sponsorship program? And it's like, no, we can't. We need to have the ability to sponsor. So as you're kind of looking at it, you know, it's again, you come up with these different avenues and you just have to pick the best one for the situation and what you're trying to accomplish.
Yep.
So it sounds like you had yourself around a development team that saw the vision and knew the importance.
Yep.
And wasn't sitting there saying, oh, this isn't going to work. Don't do this. This is stupid. This is dumb. I told you it wouldn't work. See, this is why we need to drop this. Now, they might have said, hey, we can launch in 6 months if we take the social aspect out. And they gave you the option.
Right.
But they weren't saying, hey, guys, this is stupid. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. So you had a true team aspect with nobody saying, hey, let's slow down. Let's not do that.
Right.
Let's do this. This isn't going to work. Because you guys have probably all seen in a business how that happens, where if there's one person who is convinced something isn't going to happen or convinced it won't work, it brings everything down.
Yeah.
And you guys had a team and picked the right people that had the same vision that you had. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, and what's really cool, our developer actually, from the very beginning, there was a process in the application where he just kept saying, I know this is what you guys are asking for, but I just think it's too hard. It, you know, makes things too difficult. And we went in there one day. He was like, hey, I got the registration done. And we're like, okay. And we went in there. He completely reworked the whole thing. He did a little bit of what we told him to do, but we also didn't know what we were asking for when it came to that specific part. And made it exactly what it needed to be. Yeah, he went rogue, is what we say.
But what was also cool with that is like, we were so focused on getting the other features done to make sure that we got all 4 of the things that we needed. And he just kept saying, come back to this. Like, just let me know. And we weren't letting him know. And so what's funny is we kind of did the opposite to him. Like, we gave him the stop. Don't move forward on this. And he's like, nope, this is what needs to be done. So really, really cool things there. And then our developers also said, so they never told us that we couldn't do it, because they just kind of rode on our excitement and our clear communication. And like, we just, the same story every week, the same story for every feature. And once we were almost close, our project manager was like, you know, you guys really pulled this off. And he was like, I never doubted you, but it takes a special team and really good communication and vision to actually pull off what you wanted to pull off. And our patent attorney has said the same thing. He's like,
you actually did it.
He's like, 3 years ago, you said that this was what you were going to build. And then when I'm looking at it, you built exactly what you said you were going to build. We're like, yeah,
of course.
Yeah, like we told you that's what we were going to do. So we did
said,
it.
Why are you surprised?
Winter eggs do what they say they're going to do.
That's what we do. That's how we roll.
Exactly.
Now, I got to assume. So now that, okay, so Stefany, you are now like, you went from being a full-time dental hygienist to now, like, I'm becauseOne, I'm running this thing. Stacia, you're all invested into becauseOne. And you've now been like a full-time entrepreneur now. Like, you guys have made that leap into like doing your own thing. How does it feel to actually know that you took that vision and now it's there and you can run with it and create with it?
I mean, for me, it's very different. My schedule's different. But so what I enjoyed about the hygiene office that I was at was I went to work, I clocked in, I loved my patients, my doctor was great, the girls I worked with were great. There's nothing bad to say about any of them at all.
Right.
But I was missing the the creative
yes.
flow that comes with this. Like, you know,
You didn't get to go home. You didn't go home at night thinking about,
oh,
oh,
no,
tomorrow I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. It's
yes,
gonna be
I
great.
have
And
to
like,
follow up with this email. No, that
Yeah.
was
yeah,
never. But now what happens is, you know, right before I lay down to bed, I'm like, oh, what about this? And I'll, you know, add a note on my phone, or, oh, I need to quick on my lunch. I need to reply back to this person. Maybe this person wants to sign up. So it is a lot more stimulating to my creative juices and, you know, exciting things that, you know, I love hygiene and what that does and did, but this is just fun.
different feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think
And
for
I
me,
think,
go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. I just have to say, Stace, before you talk, I think that
Yeah.
it best sums up uh Stacia's viewpoint, because I had to laugh out loud, was the day that Because One launched. We had a big text group with the family, and Stacia goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so freaking excited! I could run through a wall right now." And that really does. And then I put in a GIF of the Kool-Aid man running through the wall.
Yes, yes.
I
Um,
love that.
I don't
that
know that we
really
sat
sums up
down.
yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
really sums up the entrepreneur. Like, oh my gosh, I've done this. I
Mhm.
look at what I've created, and the juices that flow from that.
Yeah,
That really sums it up right there.
Yeah.
for sure.
I feel like I'm still running through a wall.
Just wall after wall after wall.
Well, this is what happens. That's what happens when reality sets in, and you go, "Oh, wait a minute! Now I have to figure this problem out."
Yeah. Wait, there are walls that I do actually need to get the energy to run through.
Yes, exactly. That's the flip side of being the entrepreneur.
That's true.
Yeah, definitely. So then for me, I think that the best way I can sum up what it felt like when it launched was what you just said, but it feels like freedom. And it feels like our family and our teams have been working so hard on something so amazing and so good, but we really haven't been able to tell very many people. You know, everyone before launch day, everyone that knew the idea had signed an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. And finally being able to say, go to becauseone.com. I can talk about it openly. I can share it. People are getting excited. That is just complete and total freedom for me, to be able to share.
Because
And
you guys couldn't even share it with us. I mean, you shared it with my
Yeah.
dad probably 18 months ago, probably
Yep.
6 months before he passed.
Mhm.
He said, "Yeah, I'm helping John and them with something big that they're working on." And I was like, "Well, what is it?" He's like, "I can't talk about it." And
I
I was
can't
like,
tell
"Come
you.
on." And he told us about it, and then we only found out about it down here about 4 or 5 weeks before it launched.
Yeah.
You guys
Exactly.
actually showed us the website, and we were all
Yep.
mind blown. And we had no idea what what
Yeah.
your exciting news was. We were all thinking that you won the big $1 billion Powerball or something like that. And we're like, what is it that they have to say? And I was like, I remember Dad saying something about them doing something, but I don't know anything about it. And
Yeah.
you finally got to show it off and tell people about it. So you probably had to feel like it was this freedom that you finally had to be able to talk
For
about it.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like our best friends didn't know
Mhm.
about it. And then I'm leaving hygiene and can't tell anyone why I'm leaving. I mean, it was, yeah,
I was on
it
the
was
phone.
extra top secret.
I was on the phone with one of my really close friends like 24 hours before we launched. And she was like, I am just racking my brain on what this could be. Because we did a bunch of teasers on Facebook and everything. And I told her, I was like, well, the only thing I can really tell you is like, it's really good. It's going to blow your mind. And I legitimately have been running a second business behind the scenes. And she was like, are you serious?
And you couldn't even talk about it or say anything about it. Nobody even knew. And
Right.
so that had to be really liberating to finally see it come to light. Not only where it's like you're seeing the website like, oh my God, this is going to be epic, but you can actually share it with people. Go, look what I did.
Look, it's
Yes.
actually epic.
We kept saying,
So
we have a thing. Like,
Yeah.
we have a thing
we
now.
did a thing. Yeah, we have a
Yes.
thing. Look at our thing. Like, look at this thing.
It's great.
Yeah. And I think that what's so awesome about Because One is, like we said before, it's there to help people in need, but not just people in need, but groups that just need the resources. They have the systems and the people and the willingness to help all these people through their charities, but they don't have a way of connecting with their members or getting
Mhm.
awareness out that they exist beyond their small circle or their
Yeah.
town or whatever it is. And I think that that's something that's really needed nowadays as far as, helping people out and
Mhm.
spreading good news.
Mhm.
We're big believers in, like, let's stop talking about all the bad crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look at all the positive things that are going
Mhm.
on
Yep.
and disconnect from the constant inflow of bad, bad, bad. And we're ignoring all the good, good, good that's going on out
Mhm.
there.
Yep.
And so I think that Because One is a very powerful movement because of that. So that's why, again, I'm going to urge everybody who's watching, please go to becauseone.com, join the movement of good that's going out there. And if you're not a believer of good, then just click off right now, because that's not what we're about. That's not what this channel's about, because we're
That's
winter
right.
eggs and that's not how we do things. Um, so let me ask you this then. Back to like how Because One um sort of happens. I create
Mhm.
my account, I log in, and
Mhm.
I search for my charity, and I realize that my charity is not a member or a part of Because One yet, even though they're in as an eligible organization.
Mhm.
Nobody has a page, or as you guys call it, a room set up. How do
Mhm.
I get how do I get my charity involved? Do I have them contact you? Do I contact you and you contact them? What's the best way of like alerting a charity or organization to Because One's existence?
Mhm.
So when you go to the site, you can search for a nonprofit. If it's not already on Because One, you'll have the opportunity to either invite them, which basically gives you the opportunity to include an email of the contact person at that nonprofit. Yeah.
So I
Yep.
go to nonprofits
Nonprofit.
Yep.
and I search. So here's some groups that are already on. We got
Yep.
Yes.
um community church, soccer association, a ministries room. So what is it's funny,
Yeah.
my
So
search
go ahead
my
and
search
click. So
history.
you look at those and you see,
Yep.
oh man, my favorite organization isn't on here yet. You
Yeah.
just click the invite a nonprofit button.
Yep.
And well, you got
You
to
gotta
log
log
in.
Oh,
in.
I have to log in. Yeah, I'm not logged in
Yep.
at the moment.
So
We'll
you
do
would
that
just
off
click
screen.
that. So you would just click
Yeah.
the invite a nonprofit room. And then that actually gets you a full database of all 501c3s. You search and find your favorite organization. And then up pops something that either allows you to invite them or actually move forward with sponsoring their room. And sponsoring their room would allow you to be recognized for the full year that that room is open. We see families doing this around Christmas time, businesses doing it to create goodwill and advertise that their business gives back. So yeah, just that blue invite a nonprofit button, search for your organization, click continue and invite them from there. And then bonus, you can also do kind of the same avenue where you do the search drop down menu, go to gifters, and you can invite your family and friends to join the movement as well.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
so we let
fantastic.
you do
Yes,
it right there
everybody.
on the or right there on the platform, and then our team will see, oh, good, they invited this nonprofit organization, and then we have a whole pipeline that they go through to make sure that we've reached out to them, let them know what Because One's all about, and work to get your favorite organizations on there.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, now that you guys are entrepreneurs, we'll have to have you back on the channel some more, and you can tell us more about what it's been like transitioning from a normal life to an entrepreneurial 24/7 life,
Yeah,
Sounds good.
where you're constantly thinking and waking up
Mhm.
in the middle of the night with your ideas, and you have to write them down on paper, and so
Yep.
you don't
yep,
forget at 7. Um, but I will just encourage everybody, go out there, support the Because One movement. Just go make a free account. It's going to
yep,
ask you like what types of organizations or charities you're interested in, whether it's kids, sports teams, churches, veterans organizations, whatever it might be, and it will show you organizations in your area or around the country that are looking for help in those categories, and invite other charities to become a part of the platform so that they can figure out what it's all about as well. And we'll have Stephanie and Stacia back on as time goes on, because I think that their journey is really important, not just because they're family, but because, like I said, up until 6, 8 weeks ago, I didn't even know that they were doing all this. So it's not like I'm insider trading on all this. I found out when everybody else did.
that's right.
But I knew them beforehand, so I knew what their lives were like, and now here they are working on something completely new that they created on their own. And I think that there's some valuable lessons in there as far as how to create that and how to make it work. So I want to thank you guys again for coming on,
Thank
and
you.
Yes, thanks for
we
having me.
will we'll get this out, and hopefully a lot of people watch it and join the Because One movement. We're coming into the holiday season. Now is a
Mhm.
great time to help
Yep.
organizations that need it. I'm sure that there's food drives, gift drives, all sorts of things that are going to be on the platform that people need
Mhm.
at this time of year.
Yep.
And they do need your help. So be sure you go there and check it out. So, Stephanie, Stacia, thanks again so much. Congratulations on taking
Thank
that
you.
entrepreneurial leap. And if you need anything, obviously contact us down here and we'll help you guys in any way that we can as well.
Deal.
Sounds
Sounds
good.
good. Well, we will see you
Thank
on
you.
Because One.
That's right. I'll see you on there. I'll log into my account and make sure I follow you back and all that good stuff.
Cool.
And everybody else, if you make a Because One account, you can follow other people that are on the platform. So I'm sure people can follow you too. I'm
Yes.
sure people can follow me, whatever it
That's right.
is. But
Yep.
let us know that you're on there and you'll get to become a part of a great movement that's helping a lot of people. So thanks again, guys.
Yes,
Thanks,
I'll let
thank
you
Neil.
you.
get back to it on this beautiful Thursday.
Yep.
And to all the subscribers watching, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something new, as well as I hope you go and you register at Because One. Just make a free account, put your name and email address in. That's all you need to do. And
Mhm.
just be part of the movement of helping others at this time of year. It's very important. So we will see you all next time on our next live. And we did put up a new video yesterday. So if you didn't watch it, go click on the channel, watch that as well. So take care, everybody. We'll see you next
Take
time.
care, guys.
You
Yeah.
guys can stay in the room, okay? Hang tight. Don't
Okay,
click
cool.
off.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.